What?
our building
Three
itself.
cafes?
Yes. Yes, we have 3 cafes.
Hi all, my name is Vidhan, and today we are going to talk about multinational tech company that's known for its innovative culture, employee well-being, and inclusivity. Yes, I'm talking about Google. And today we have Pratik Mohapatra with us, who is my batchmate from JBIMS and a really good friend, and who is here today to talk about Google because he's working over there and share some really cool stuff with you all. So hi Pratik.
Hi Vedant, how are you? Long time.
Very
How's it going?
doing good, doing good. How are you? How's it going in Google?
Doing well, bro. Definitely a very good place to work with, and a lot of learning a lot of things. Yeah, so yeah, definitely good.
Great. So today I'm going to extract all the amazing stuff from you, which is happening in Google, and let our viewers know how it is to be graduated from JBMS and work in one of the top companies. So
All right.
starting off with, which profile did you start preparing for?
All right. So during my final placements at JBIMS, I was mainly preparing for the consulting profiles and the consulting roles in campus. Fortunately, I got a consult position at Accenture Strategy where I worked for 2 years post college. I was a management consulting analyst there, and there after post 2 years working at Extract, I got an opportunity to join Google over here, and today finishes up 5 months over here at Google.
Wow.
So that is how I started. I started with consulting, worked for 2 years at Extract, and then joined Google here as a digital marketing strategist.
So can I assume that you got this opportunity because of the network that you had in your consultancy or because of the people you'd be knowing because of JBMS?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that's one good thing about tier one colleges, right? That you get amazing roles which are only open for tier one college folks. So, when I joined Accenture Strategy, almost all my colleagues were from tier one MBA colleges and all. And over there, post 2 years, somebody told me that, there are some openings in Google, and, some folks from our team have also joined. So, you might also look at it if, there's some opportunity and all. Unfortunately, someone from Google approached me on LinkedIn that, hey, this is your profile is something that would look that we are actually looking for. So definitely very, very helpful, that graduating from tier one colleges, because honestly, the hiring criteria for Google over here was that they were looking for someone who had graduated from tier one colleges, and second is who had 2 years of experience of consulting or any relevant marketing industry. So that definitely, helped me in getting into the role here. That was a prerequisite.
Perks of having a strong profile on LinkedIn, JBMS, Extract, then some competitions in JBMS that we had done together.
Yeah, we did together. JSW. Yeah.
Correct. So these are some of the great things that you put on your LinkedIn, guys, and that's how recruiters approach you for companies like Google. So
I think having a good LinkedIn profile is definitely a plus. It gives you a good visibility to candidates for recruiters and all.
I'm sure. So Pratik, the next question that I would like to ask you is, how did you prepare for the interview? Could you tell us the structure of how the Google interviews are? How many rounds, GDP, what is you have?
Perfect. Yeah. So Google has an amazing structure for hiring and all. So it's not that, so I'll just go from a chronological order of how things work for me. So I was approached by a recruiter via LinkedIn, and then she had set up a call, and where they asked me some basic questions around my background and what am I looking for and all. And post that, you can call it a screening call. It's not a round, but they basically try to see that, if the candidate is actually interested for the role. And post this, the whole process of Google starts. So there is a prep call that happens before the interview itself. So in a prep call, it's basically a 40 to 45 minute call where whoever are the candidates, who are competing for that role or multiple roles, what are there, they are brought to that call and they explain you the process on how Google hires. Now, the process basically is you basically have 3 or 4 rounds of interviews, and mainly you will be asked questions. You would be given case interviews, and they would try to, see how are you a good fit. They would ask you questions around whatever subject knowledge is required for the particular role that is there. And there is another round which is called Googliness. It's something that that only happens in Google here, where they ask you questions to see if you are a good cultural fit for Google. There are a certain set of questions that they ask, and that is some extra round. They test on leadership qualities, subject knowledge, and the third is Google. I think there are 2-3 other aspects as well, but these were the most important ones. So 3 to 4 rounds of case interviews, and before that you have a prep call, which they help you out. And also another thing, in the prep call they also tell you that, hey, if you want to prepare for this interview, these are some of the resources that you should be looking at. So Google tries their level best, that you are in the best shape and condition to give the interview, and you are at the best performance that is there. So that's definitely an amazing thing that Google does.
That's really
So
nice.
very nice.
I mean, giving resources and everything and explaining you the rounds,
Yeah.
like calling you for that, and it's
Correct.
really amazing. So I'm
Yeah.
just really interested in that googliness wala round. Could you ask me one question that asked you in this interview? Is it allowed? I mean, are you able?
I honestly can't. I don't think I can disclose the questions, but it's. I'll have to check on that. I don't think I can get into what kind of questions were asked, because there's a question bank and all. So, but mainly googliness is all about how I was gonna say how googly you are, but
Something out of the box question, you mean, which makes you think, and how you're able to take help from your team members, probably get them together and
something
make
around that how collaborative you are, how understanding you are for your teammates, and do you work in a team well, how do you handle crisis all over and all. So these are some of the questions that was asked in my interview, and they were actually looking for instances where I have acted as a leader, or understood some colleague who was going through a bad phase and all. Did you help them out and all? So this is one story that I shared in my interview, but mainly team collaboration and how you are as a person is very, very important for this.
Life instances, I think, would play a big part in this.
Absolutely. Live instances are actually most of my questions were around personal anecdotes and all. They did not ask a lot of questions from my resume, which I had made. So they were pretty sure that whatever, if you're shortlisted and all, resume must be good. So they had a separate set of question bank from which they were asking me questions about my life experiences in total, just to judge if I'm a good profile. And one good thing is all the rounds are minimum 45 minutes rounds. So just to make sure that they know you
inside out.
Know you inside out. And it won't happen that they would close the call just after 20 minutes, even if they don't like you or whatever. So they give you a fair chance till the very end, and that is something that I love about Google. It's very, very inclusive. It is very, very open, and I kid you not, in my first round of the interview I was actually very nervous that this was the first time I'm giving an interview at Google, at a tech company, and honestly it was a dream come true for me. So I was very, very overwhelmed. And the interviewer of mine, she was so nice. She spent the first 5 minutes, in helping me out, easing me down. She was like, hey, you can calm down. It's just a conversation and all. So people are just amazing here.
So guys, this is an important tip. Always remember some of the smallest anecdotes also from your life. These really help in your interviews, because the interviewer gets to know that you have experienced something like this back in your life, and you've been able to pave the path for yourself through that difficult situation, like how Pratik said. So Pratik, now that you are into Google, there's this one question that I wanted to know. How's the life there? Things that you do, how the working hours, how are your colleagues, leaders, etc.
Right. So honestly, loving every moment of it from the day I've joined here. First day, I joined and I saw the office, the amount of amenities that the office had, the amount of things that it just blew my mind. So I'm still overwhelmed, joining office and all, Google here at Gurgaon. And I'll just first answer your questions, and I'll get into the office and all, because I can go on and on and on over it. But working hours, we usually don't work more than 8 hours and all. Honestly, people over here are very, very nice, and people talk about, having a good work-life balance is as important as working and all. So, and it's quite flexible. You can work in whatever time that you want. And there's no policy that, you have to come at 9 a.m. and you have to go out at 5 p.m. There's nothing like that. We usually have office cabs from 9 to 12 12:30 p.m. You can come in anytime. The cabs will pick you up and drop you, and the logout time starts from 2 p.m. to whatever 9:30 or whatever.
Oh,
There are
so
cabs, and
already. So if someone is coming at 6, probably they can leave at 2.
there's no policy like that. If you are coming at 11, also you can go home at
Oh,
1 or
okay,
2. It's
okay.
also okay. No one is going to check. It's just that the work has to
Oh, that's
be
very good.
done,
Hmm.
and that's pretty much it. So there's no policy that hey, you have to stay this much hours and all. It's just they just want to make sure you're productive in every way possible. Honestly, the office is so nice here at Google. You would yourself want to spend as much time as possible in the office. I
Hmm.
myself spend a lot of time in the office because I love working in the office, talking to some of the best minds in the country. All the people here, all the colleagues are so approachable, so knowledgeable, and it will just blow your mind the amount of the life they live. I know one person who's a wildlife photographer and is working here at Google. I know a friend of mine, he works in the tech platform, but he's also a part-time musician. He is a rock bass guitarist in a good band, and he manages all of them pretty well, playing music and office together. In fact, a very fun fact about the Google office, we have a music room in our office
Wow,
itself.
wow.
So there are 3 to 4 guitars. There's an electric drum set. There's an electric guitar, and there's a electronic keyboard as well.
Did you learn
And there's
already?
I have taken a lot of pictures with a guitar, but yeah, still on the verge. I definitely want to.
But do they
Uh,
teach you also in that room? Are they?
so there are music clubs over here
Hmm.
that you can join and learn, but I'll actually find that out. I am not very sure about it, but there are folks who play amazing guitar over here. They have their own bands. So out of office also, like being a Googler cannot be your only identity. People follow a lot of passions and all, and it's just amazing on how people here are so smart. They are able to get things done in a productive way as soon as possible, and they also have time to
Do all these activities.
follow their passions or do
Yeah.
extracurricular activities and all those things.
That's very
So
impressive. Yeah, I thought that people working in Google would be very stressed out because of the kind of pressure they'll have, so they won't have time to do anything else. But now, like when you're saying all these things, it's like a completely different thing for me to imagine. So good stuff.
yeah, definitely this is a good culture fit that even this is very new to me as well. So people actually prioritize their well-being.
Hmm.
Like well-being comes first, and then of course you have to
That's
get the
how it
work
should
done.
be. With the recent cases that we've seen, I think it's very
Correct.
important that you should be mentally very good rather than just
Yeah.
working.
Absolutely. And honestly, there are tools and hacks for
Hmm.
everything that is there. So, for example, if you're feeling lost in the company or you don't know where your career is going and all,
Hmm.
there's something called a coaching program, where there are tenured Googlers
Hmm.
who act as coaches for you. And if you're feeling lost or you do not know where you're going, of course, in today's electronic media, looking at Instagram and LinkedIn, a lot of people will think, hey, what am I doing in life and all.
Hmm.
But if you're feeling something like that and all, there are coaches in Google itself. You just have to book a slot with them, and you just have to, and they'll guide you. Whatever questions that you have, you can just go to them and they'll give you a good guidance. Hey, this is where you could think of going. This is what you can be doing. Don't worry at all and all. I honestly found these coaching programs of Google very, very helpful, and it's just amazing. I mean, I never dreamt of, okay, such things can also exist in an organization. And the best part is, so the first 6 months of Google, you're called a Noogler, Noogler.
Well,
So in the first 6 months, we have that priority, we have that advantage, they say, you are a Noogler, take your time. There's no one, for example, the day I joined, there was no pressure that, hey, you have to start showing results from tomorrow or in a month or so. Take 6 months, understand the business, understand how everything works at Google. There was an amazing onboarding program for us, 1.5 months, where they taught us how Google Ad Platform works, what is there. These are the things that clients look after. So this is something that was great. Like
that's actually a very good thing where they teach you about all the different parts of Google, and
correct.
they should be there in every company. I strongly feel that.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't agree more, because you and me both know cases, that
Yeah.
where people are expected to, for example, if you're going into a new project and the client expects you to deliver from
Mm-hmm.
the first day, from the first week itself, right? And it's a very difficult task to do. You
Very
need some
different.
download, and so that is something that is very good over here. I mean, the policies are great, and Google in general, they try their best, to make sure their employees are happy. So if I give you an example, so when I joined so I work in the Gurgaon office, sorry. And the building where I work, it's a 10 floor building. And so we have around three cafes in
What?
our building
Three
itself.
cafes
Yes, we have three cafes.
and all of
Uh,
different cuisines.
Yes, all of different cuisines. So one is a cafe called Chai Shai, which is basically a coffee house.
Okay.
Right. You have sandwiches,
Mm.
you have pastries,
Mm.
any time of coffee that you need. You need a cold brew, you need a americano, you need a latte, you need a cappuccino. It's all there. Right. So that is open all the time. There is
It's
one
all on the
cafe.
house. It's all on the house.
It's all on the house. It's all on the house. So you have no idea how much amount of caffeine that I take. Just anyways. So there's another cafe called Posa, which is an Italian cafe. So it's basically pizzas, pastas, amazing salads, and I never had this much amount of salad in my whole life after that I've joined Google. And the gelatos over here are just amazing.
Big fan of gelato.
Yeah, I
I would have
love
tried
gelato.
each and every flavor if I would have been in Google.
You should, and the best part, and I'll just continue this and I'll just then give you an invitation to come to Gurgaon. We can get friends and families to the office.
Oh,
Yeah, so per month, I think two or three, something like, I don't remember the number, but you can get your friends and family to the office, give them a tour, show a flair of how Google works, the facilities that we have lunch and all. So it's just, the policies are amazing here at Google. And the last cafe is basically a mix of everything. There's Indian food, there's Pan Asian, and there's some every season they change something. Sometimes there's Thai, sometimes there's Korean, and all those things. So I think food is just amazing. And even after all of this, you are still hungry. We have micro kitchens in the office.
yeah.
So micro kitchens is basically you have whatever soft drinks that is there, Diet Coke, Limca, tonic waters, and that's all there. There's a juice of the day, cucumber juice. There would be a vegetable juice and a fruit juice in the fridge itself. And every day it keeps on changing. So small snacks, there's chips, biscuits, sometimes cup noodles. So you are never hungry in Google. And there's a saying called, once you join Google, it is very, very easy to, people gain at least 5 kilos in the first 6 months or
And
something.
also,
like
you wouldn't feel like leaving Google after all these perks that Google gives you. Why would anyone want to leave the job and go to a different company?
I think that's a legit thing. I mean, once you get used to the lifestyle that Google offers, the policies that it offers, it's just, if you get used to it, it's trouble for you. It's very difficult to adjust somewhere else. And something, of course, we have a gym and all, but apart from that, we have a massage center right in the office itself.
Wow,
So if
that's
you-
also for free.
Yeah, you get 60 minutes, something free per quarter, and then it's just 500 rupees an hour.
That's nice.
So whatever you pay, 4,000, 5,000 per
When it
massage,
comes to
whatever.
money now, this is my favorite question, the last question that I'm going to ask you. Pradeep, can you disclose your salary over here?
I can't disclose my salary, but I can definitely give you a range of
That works.
what. Yeah,
Our viewers are excited for the range as well.
yeah. So the range is so based on your experience and whatever previous company that you worked for, this role it starts at around 35.
Okay.
And it goes up till 45. So 35 to
Wow.
45 would be your range.
And
this includes.
could you also tell our audience your age?
I am 26 years
So
old.
guys,
I
at
told
the
you.
age of 26, you're earning somewhere between 35 and 45 lakhs per annum and working for a multinational tech giant, which is Google. All because you studied from one of the top colleges. I'm not saying that that's the only thing, but it
Yeah.
gives you a big jump in your career. And is it fair enough to say that it's because JBIMS has played a very important role in where you are right now?
I honestly couldn't agree more. So I always tell this, and I'm very, very, vocal about it, that JBIMS actually changed my life altogether. So the life that I am living right now is something. So 5 years back, honestly, I was dreaming of it, and today I'm able to live that dream because of JBIMS. So the opportunities that I've got, the friends I've made in JBIMS, and the amount of people I've met post the opportunities over here, I think that's invaluable. So JBIMS definitely has played a pivotal role in my life altogether, and I'm always grateful for JBIMS. And I honestly have a lot of respect for you and TTP as well. That how you are helping out students over there, and I regularly follow your YouTube channel, your Instagram, and all. And I see folks talking about how life is after college, how what other things. And the best part is you give a reality check to students that this is a life that you can actually get, and it is absolutely worth every ounce of effort that you put into the examinations to get into the college. Because once you get in, the difficult part is done. You just have to work hard in college, and then somewhere you will reach good. I don't know where you will go, but wherever you start post a good MBA college like JBIMS, it definitely takes you 3 to 4 notches higher, if not lower. So that is definitely there.
Thank you.
Kudos to you guys, for helping out participants. I've seen your structure. I've talked to some students as well. So that's just amazing on the work you're doing, and just keep on doing the great work. It's just amazing.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Pratik. And thank you so much for being with us here today. Thank you so much for helping our viewers know, giving them a reality check on what are the great things that you can do after doing MBA from the top colleges. And that's what even we are trying to do. We are trying through our network, we are trying to invite people from all these areas on a YouTube channel so that our viewers can have knowledge of different sectors and different companies that you can work for after JBIMS. So thank you so much, Pratik, for joining us in this conversation. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Also, with the top percentile, previously we used to have recorded lectures, but now we've started with live lectures as well. Apart from that, we have mock series by the top percentile. The toppers of JBIMS have curated the mocks, and it has got different difficulty levels and different paper patterns. So if you have any query, you can DM us on Instagram, or you can contact us on the phone number which is mentioned in the caption. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Take care, everyone.